All right, here are five Nollywood movies about historical figures and events that you should check out. First is Amina, and it follows the life of Queen Amina, who, if you schooled in any federal university in Nigeria, you would know because a whole lot of federal universities have that Amina Hall. And she's a warrior, a tactician, a leader, and she was extremely prominent in northern Nigeria. Next is Badamosi, which follows the life of IBB, from being a young soldier fighting through wars, fighting for Nigeria, to being a leader and a prominent figure that he is now. Now, third is Ayinla, which tells the story of Ayinla, the Apala musician, who was scheduled to tour America and the abroad before his untimely demise at the hands of his manager after they fought in a bar. Now, the movie tells like his struggle, his rise to prominence from playing in the streets of Ogun State, Abeokuta, to actually having records and becoming like a southwestern sensation. Next is Oloturi, which is an Ebony Life production, and it follows the life of a journalist who went undercover as a prostitute, and she was exposed to like the serious criminal underbelly of Nigeria. So we're talking sexual assault, we're talking rape, we're talking prostitution, we're talking organ harvesting, and a lot of all of that. While in the real life, the reporter actually like survived it. In the lottery, the character ended up not making it, and there will be a series now which would continue her story. And finally, the milkmaid, which is not necessarily based on anybody's actual story, but if you've lived in Nigeria and you know the whole problems with Boko Haram, with terrorism, and all of that, you would know that there are literally hundreds of people who have gone through that or who are still going through that because it talks about Boko Haram, it talks about terrorism, it talks about, the problems with being a girl in the north, with being a young boy being radicalized into terrorist groups, with being a girl getting kidnapped and, being forced to marry. It is not someone's particular story that I can say, yes, it is this person's story. I'm pretty sure that there are people who would be able to relate to that story. There are parents or siblings or people who would be able to actually relate to that story one way or the other. So those five Nollywood movies about real life events or historical figures or real life people based on a true story that you should check out. Peace.